нужна каждому из нас. И мы эту победу никому не отдадим. Не отдадим?
Победили! Слава России!
I wonder if these same interrogations were held in Rome 2,000 years ago.
The Romans would have fed you to the lions.
Now we have America, the in God we trust country, heading down the exact same road.
Faltering empire or not, we could still blow up the world 50 times over.
Sounds like a plan.
What in the world were you doing in Russia?
Is that what this is about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a trip to Russia. People travel. It's a big world out there. Right? Big deal. Up until a few weeks ago, I never had so much as a traffic ticket. This is ridiculous. Someone who I thought was my friend. How did you get clearance to become a federal agent?
I don't know, I saw an employment ad online, and you know how much I love my country.
Could have fooled me.
It's a job, man.
Mr. Freedom-loving, anti-establishment.
Is there something wrong with me upholding the Patriot Act while I'm paying off my credit cards?
This is not the person who spent 3 weeks living in Zugatti Park.
Nothing's changed. I still vote Green Party.
You still vote Green Party. Wouldn't you say that arguably that party is based on the principles of Karl Marx?
Hey, I'm supposed to be interrogating you. That's how this thing works here.
What about the vigil that we attended in support of Bradley Manning?
Still not seeing a conflict of interest.
1,000 days without so much as a trial.
Well, you won't be spending 1,000 days without a trial. I'll see to it myself. This is Serco. He was trained with Homeland Security. You waterboarded Private Manning, didn't you?
No, never waterboarded him. We wanted to. We just roughed him up a bit.
See?
Played ABBA in his cell 24 hours a day until he cracked.
ABBA? What do you mean, like Dancing Queen or something like that?
No, it's more like Fernando.
Fernando. Here's something for you guys. You ever notice how Guantanamo sounds eerily similar to Quantico?
It's not the same place.
But you could make a tongue twister out of it. Guantanamo, Quantico.
All right, look.
Geronimo.
Can we get back to what we were talking about here? You know, I took a few examinations, and it turns out that I'm well suited for a career in intelligence. And by virtue of our motto here, see something, say something, I began to look around at all the people in my life, including my friends. Those with peculiarities, you might say, that raise red flags.
So you're spying on your friends now.
Well, don't make it sound like a George Orwell novel. It's not like that at all.
Then what is it like then? Because I remember a time when the government needed warrants.
Gone! The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, grants unfettered access to every electronic byte of information you own.
So you are now a part of the terrorist industrial complex.
Shut up. You're not even important enough to be on the presidential kill list.
Amelia, the beard looks Al-Qaeda.
I meant to tell you about that. The beard, it raises a red flag.
My beard.
Yeah, not every man who has a beard is a terrorist, right? But every terrorist, right, has a beard.
I am growing this beard to look like Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy, Russian novelist. He wrote War and Peace.
Wait a minute. War and Peace.
Yeah.
You accidentally spilled the beans, didn't you? Is he your contact at the Kremlin?
What? No. I spent 3 days and 2 nights in St. Petersburg. I visited a church, I went to a palace, walked in the steps of Pushkin. That's what I was doing.
Let me tell you something. You know, anybody that opposes Putin is thrown in prison and never heard of again.
I said Pushkin, not Putin.
Have you ever seen a drone the size of a mosquito?
Apparently, the Russians have gotten their hands on plans to build one even smaller than a mosquito.
Maybe they bought the plans from the Japanese.
What do you know about Russia's oil for loans deal with China?
Or, you know what? I would prefer borscht and vodka myself.
Is Russia planning to attack us?
Everyone is trying to attack us.
Are you planning to defect?
Only if I can get Pussy Riot tickets.
Have you met with the KGB?
Okay, you know what? This is all a lot of fun, but the KGB no longer exists, and the Cold War has been over for the last 2 decades at least.
Actually, intelligence gathering since the end of the Cold War has tripled.
Tripled? Triple the budget for a witch hunt where there are no witches to hunt? I pledge allegiance to the surveillance states of America. Now I see why somebody like you gets a job like this on Craigslist.
Sounds like professional jealousy to me. Where's your next vacation? North Korea?
By the way, we found out you brought some things home from Russia. You like to collect souvenirs?
That's what you're traveling. That's what you.
These. Feeling nostalgic or just looking for utopia? Because the TSA, the NSA, the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, everybody at the Pentagon, and the President of the United States all want to know what you're doing with them.
I planned to hang them in my den.
Can I ask you a question? Do you have plans to overthrow the government of the United States of America?
Overthrow the. Okay, look. If I had an arsenal full of automatic weapons inside my den, then maybe. But you know what? Actually, that would be perfectly legal, wouldn't it?
Is there being socialist propaganda in your home? You got a problem with capitalism, mister?
Maybe I happen to believe that capitalism is perhaps not the best economic model for every country in the world.
What about our nation?
Answer the question. Look, man, this is an interrogation. You gotta answer questions, okay? I thought you were my friend. Can't you help? Do you want me to get fired? Answer the question.
You are trying to trap me.
I think you're trying to trap yourself. Gotta find out whose side you're on.
Let's go.
Okay, what happened to my First Amendment right, huh? Why is that trumped by the Second Amendment?
Can I hear the drums, Fernando? And I hear the drums, Fernando.
Do you know Alexander Solzhenitsyn? He's a famous Russian writer, spent the better part of his life in a forced labor camp. He said, a state of war exists as an excuse for domestic tyranny. He was talking about the Cold War, but he could have been talking about any war. You know what, you can keep these. I'm taking back my freedom.